Alright. I think we're live. So, g'day there, ladies and ladies. Welcome back to my Donkey Kong 64 Let's Play. Now, you might be wondering why it's 2.5 in the title. That's because I was trying to stream this last week, and long story short, there was a power outage. So, I lost my progress. I have gone back and done the things I was doing off stream just to catch up. I didn't do any further. I mean, the only other thing I did was I got the balloon that we missed. Also got Chunky's music because I forgot to do that. But other than that, we're back in Frantic Factory, ready to do more stuff. So let's go back, shall we? We did have that arcade to finish off, so I should probably go do that. So I know that it's gonna be annoying because after realizing that, you know, it was still trying to record or whatever when I got my power back, I decided my infinite wisdom to kind of delete the stream. I'm realizing now that I probably should have just edited down the segment, you know, once it effectively ended, you know. But, so it does mean that whoever's watching this doesn't get to see the kind of intro to Frantic Factory. But we're still pretty early in, about like, you know, 15 to 20 minutes max. What we're doing here is we're trying to defeat the good old Donkey Kong arcade game. I did jump. Better controller. We're trying to defeat this arcade to get the Nintendo coin. There we go. But, you know, yeah, we're very early in Frantic Factory, so we still got a lot of the world to explore and to enjoy. So, let's try this again. And this mode, trying to get this coin, is harder than the regular arcade, which we've done before, because we had to get a golden banana before we can do this. So, let's see if I can do this. There we go. Excellent. Stage 1 complete. That's 1 out of 4. It's the 75 meters, that's really rough. This one's relatively easy, and I think I really failed at this one. There we go. Because we just gotta get up there. It's this one that's really rough. Okay. It seems to be exact, it's not changing too much. It's changing a little bit. Alright. Now comes the hard part. And now for the extremely hard part. Oh, okay. One more stage to go, and then we can get this rainbow Nintendo coin behind us. This one isn't too bad, but can get kind of rough. We'll worry about that side a little bit later. Oh. I need the fires to be around here so I can start destroying them with the hammer. Actually, there's no more not spawning, is there? Take your time. Oh, that's great, that's it. Okay. Well, I think we're getting another life, so we'll try that again. Dang it. So, we'll try it again. Hopefully we can get this relatively soon, because I'd like to be able to do more of this world. Like, this is fun, but the rest of the world is more fun. So, let's try again. Okay. My controller isn't the best, and I guess the emulator isn't the best either, so there may be a little bit of controller input delay, but it should be doable. Backwards jump. There we go. Yeah, like, that phase isn't really difficult, so that's a little braver. That was a close one. My foot! When's the best time to go? I don't have a good idea about that. Okay, that was just a mistake on my end. Well, I can always come back to this coin later. Yeah, I might come back to it later. I can do it, I know that. It's just I don't really want to spend all my time on stream with it. So, let's continue on. Okay, so we did see some Diddy Bananas, so the barrel. We'll go up there, check it out. But I love this world. This world is so good. The music, the kind of platforming, well, not really the platforming per se, but the world, like the aesthetic, the enemies even, the boss. I love the boss. So yeah, that's a chunky gate. Okay, I don't think coming up here with Diddy was worth it then with all those bananas. And I guess that's what people really complain about. It's like, oh, you see a gate and Diddy can't do it, but Chunky can. Or, you know, you see those little bananas, it wasn't really worth it. But, for me, it's all about enjoying the process. You know? As long as you're progressing in some kind of fashion, I find that to be relaxing. There we go. Probably don't need these coins, but we may as well get them.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Collect all the coins. Alright. Let's go, Chunky! Gotta check if there's a coin back this way. There is. Good to know. Fun little fact, I have this as my ringtone if someone's ringing me. Very intense, you know. It makes me want to pick it up. Hey, what are coins?
Well done!
So we got it. Progress. So you can't be too mad whenever there's progress to be involved. Alright, I think we're pretty much done for this area. So... now, because of the layout of this, we hit that switch to make it the left path more viable, and then there was a switch there that allows us to go this way. So we're now able to go this way. Then we gotta be tiny. We can be tiny. Given the layout, it is reasonably logical. Oh, we don't have a gun. Right. There's only one little bit of this world that doesn't make logical sense. But the rest of it's pretty on point. And I believe there's a... is there a tiny balloon? Yes. Okay. So we'll switch to tiny for a bit, collect some bananas along the way. I think overall, my favourite Kong is Tiny. Given like the way she can move around, kind of, yeah, like just even the little animations of like, you know, her moving around, I guess, is so good. Also, I guess some of the challenges are pretty fun with her. So before we go that way, we'll just go back for a few more bananas. Now, we're not like, you know, gonna try and 100% this, right? Because that would be very rough. But we can at least collect what we can see. You know? Hey! Yeah, we already have so many coins. We don't need any more, but may as well cut them. So, now we're in another section. So, what I like about this game is that it has a lot of little hub areas where it's kind of like centralized. So, basically in these areas, every Kong has something to do. And there's usually a tag barrel nearby, so I believe it's over here. So, for example, Tony Kong has something to do here. So, we go in. And now we gotta shoot these targets. But the more we shoot, the more, well, the faster it gets. So I recommend just picking a spot and then waiting for it. Okay, I don't know how that one counted, but we'll take it. Nice. So, that's Tiny's little activity in this area, you know? But we got a little bit of everything for each of the Kongs, which is what I love. We also spawn it in a ferry for later. But you know, like, people don't particularly like swapping between Kongs and doing the same thing over and over again, but in these areas where, you know, you can see that there's like one thing for each Kong, it's pretty fun. So, now we've got a lanky thing here. So, may as well swap to him. Use our pad, inflate like a balloon. Now, it's a bit hard with depth perception. But there we go.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Alright. I don't particularly like Batty Barrel Bandit, but it's not the worst. Actually, yeah, it's not the worst. Alright. Okay. I mean, it's still in the early world, so this is a lot easier. You know, not all golden bananas are created equal, but as long as you're making progress, that's all that really matters, you know? So, now let's go ahead and switch to Diddy Kong. Get some good old diversity, eh? So, what does Diddy have to do? How about climbing these blocks? Maybe not from this side. Okay. Okay. Diddy's backflip is like the best in the game. So if you really need some height, going with Diddy Kong is not that bad. bonus game.
Welcome to bonus
This one isn't
stage.
too bad. I have a rhythm. Reload. Reload. Like that. They'll wake up. And then... like that. Always make sure to reload.
Well done.
Excellent. Alright, that's duty done in this area. So, let's go back to good old Donkey Kong. Tag Bell that way. So, what does Donkey Kong have to do, huh? Well... first of all, you can collect these coins. That's where we were before. But... I think that's where we came from, so this way. Factory has my favourite music in this game. Hello there, Shining Gamer! Well, the Shining Gamer. I know I haven't really been able to make it to your streams or whatever. I guess part of it is time zone and whenever we're busy or not. But I'll try to make it whenever I can, because I do appreciate you coming to my streams. But Factory has my favourite music in this game. Yeah, it is really good. So I don't know how much of this game you've played in the past, or... as if, that should work. We are running a bit on film. So if you could just... I'll wait for it to come back here. I mean, this entire game has a bopping soundtrack, you know? As if! How did that not work? Come on. There we go. Yeah, like the boss music, just the overall music, the car race, you know, doesn't get much better than this. I mean, Creepy Castle is also pretty good. Just trying to think of like which ones I actually really love the music of. Creepy Castle and Frenzy Factory are probably like one of the better ones. Like the ballroom goes so hard. Harder than it needs to. And also that minecart segment. So for this, we gotta hit the buttons 1 to, I think, like 13, 15 or something. But we gotta do it in numerical order. And the hard part about this challenge is the perspective. So you need to know what your numbers look like. So... luckily it doesn't change with each attempt, so as you try this again and again, it will be a bit easier for you. One to 16, okay. Makes sense. 4x4. There we go. And there's our golden banana. So that's Donkey Kong out of the way. Yeah. But yeah, I'll try to make it to your streams. I just time zones, I guess. I don't really have any other good excuses. Okay, so now I believe we can go this way. We'll come back to Chunky Kong in a sec, because this is a dead end segment in a moment. There we go. Because here's Funky Kong. And there's that banana fairy that we spawned. not the gun. From Tiny Kong. The good news is that Tiny Kong doesn't have to be the one to get it. Any Kong can get any banana fairy. I mean, some of them are in locations where only one Kong can get to, but the point still stands that any of them can get any of them. So we need to get Chunky's gun, because that would be useful. Pineapple launcher. And we've also got extra ammo for every Kong, which is great. So now we can hold 100 ammo, which is useful. Sausage Duty Kong, then move on to Chunky Kong as we are heading out. Get these bananas, you know. Alright, back to Chunky as we are moving out. But yeah, I can listen to this music like all day and be fine. The main thing Chunky can do is defeat this guy. There we go. That'll be useful later. Hey. So now it's time to head out. Through this way. We could go get those coins, but it's a lot of effort for a few coins that we don't really need. I guess same kind of thing with these coins. And these coins. Okay. So, there's like before, sorry. There's a little bit for each Kong to do here, so let's start off with Chunky Kong, because why not? Here we go with Chunky. We've got our triangle music. I love that performance. As we are now in this area. We'll go ahead and pick up some bananas. There we go. First try. I don't think there's no one. Maybe there is. No. Get these bananas, and then we'll hit the box with our primate punch. See what's up. But, you know, in this section alone, we've already got like, what, 20 bananas? And so, you know, doing each of these segments is very rewarding. Here we go. One down. We got some more of these guys. Unfortunately, the combat in this game is like pretty simple. It would have been great if enemies had a bit more difficulty to them. So now a lot of these guys are joining together, and there's a convenient chunky battle there. So, Kaiju battle. It's a bit. I don't know why I'm not hitting it as much, but do not want to lose to this guy. Some Attack on Titan? Yep, pretty much. I think this is technically our strongest punch. Maybe the third hit of the jab combo is particularly strong, but there we go. We did it. Not too many of those, but it's pretty cool. Guess we don't need all the health because we're about to switch. Tag Bell recovers our health. And see, like, we're always making progress, which is great. Like, we're not really doing anything that's not progressing our collection total, you know? And again, we don't need to collect everything. It's more of a case of collect whatever you kind of want to collect. So, let's go back to Tiny Kong. Now, Tiny's got a fun little activity here. So we'll also have to come back here for DK, but here we got a little racetrack. So here we go. Okay, we have to win over 2 laps and get 10 points. Is that just sped up? Okay. Okay, we are going to do it without cheating, okay? So, let's see if we can do it without cheating. I know it's possible. Okay, we got over 10 coins, so we should be pretty safe. We can do it. I meant to... That might be the end of the race. Especially with that. I meant to go left, but I went right, and so I tried to correct my mistake, but I ended up in the TNT. So that was my fault, but it is definitely doable. I guess if I memorize the layout of the course, it'll be a lot easier. How did you not get hit? Okay, we can still recover. Okay, come on. Come on. Okay, we must be pretty close. There we go. We win! So, we get Golden Banner. Unfortunately, there's no rematch hard mode against him, but technically we can do this as many times as we want. There is like another match against him, but in a different world. But what I like about this game is that you can just boot up this game whenever, get to the spot in this world, and effectively do it again for no reward. So you can do it as many times as you want. So, we do see that there is Donkey Kong here, but we'll save him for last this time. Next we'll go to Donkey Kong. So, there is bananas around that we'll get, but we can go ahead and do this first. Okay, before that. Okay. So, yellow. That's kind of the hard part of this challenge, is the hitbox of the stone. Can make you hit the incorrect key. So, you gotta be a bit careful. Definitely stop before you jump. Round 2. There we go. I think 1 or 2 more. Alright, I think this is the last one. Okay, back to A. So, yellow, blue, yellow, pinkish purple, green, yellow, red. Excellent. Just out of curiosity, can we hit the... Nah, they don't want to go down anymore. I kind of forget what sound he makes, but it's whatever. So, unlike Tiny's one, we can never do that challenge again. Not that we would want to, because it doesn't change or anything with each attempt. It's the same pattern every time. while we're here. Excellent. So, now let's switch over to Diddy Kong. So, with these doors, we just gotta hit the corresponding order. So, 3, 1, 2. There we go. Do a little bit of combat. My god, that's 3 times in a row that happened. One, 3, 4, 2. Yep. I'm wondering, can we... Okay, but it doesn't work. Noted. There we go. Man, we got 30 balloons here. Pretty valuable. Okay. Last one is 4, 2, 3, 1. Luckily these grenades are homing, so I can just kind of toss them and let them do their own thing. But 30 bananas and a golden banana, that makes this very valuable. Alright, and we'll move on to Donkey Kong as we head out. Actually, yeah. Yeah, let's go to Donkey Kong. So, Donkey Kong has another thing in this area. He's got another lever. So, let's go for it. So, that has opened up that. There is still something else we can do here in Donkey Kong, but we may as well do this little battle crown. This one's a bit harder because it's got like this whack. Because that shockwave it does, pretty wide, and it can also knock you off. So you gotta be careful with it. There we go. But, the Shining Gamer, if you are still here, which I'm guessing it might be, what exactly is your stream schedule so I can like kind of catch you sometime? That'd be good to know. Do you have a schedule or is it kind of random? I mean, like, ideally we don't kind of promote the whole, like, sub for sub kind of thing, or, you know, I'll watch you if you watch me kind of thing. It is supposed to be pretty optional, but I would like to catch you in a bit more. Get to know you a bit more, you know? That's if you're still listening, of course. Yeah, like 15 bananas here is super worth it. And so now Donkey Kong completes the puzzle by activating the factory. So it all kind of cycles back on itself, which is great. Luckily we have enough to not really worry about it, I don't think. Like, we could probably just ignore it if we wanted to. Because it is some pretty tedious platforming. And I'm not really concerned about 100%ing it, you know? Like, it is good platforming and all, but I also don't want to do this. I do not want to do this at all. So, we can at least get a few of the collectibles in that area, and then we can probably just head out. You know, like, we don't need to get everything. Fortunately, there isn't really a good spot for a tag now. Very unfortunate. We'd have to go a bit higher to use that banana port to get one. Luckily, going here isn't too bad, so we'll just go as Donkey Kong and I think Lanky Kong, and then we can go ahead and do the boss. Like, what it is stuff to do upstairs, we'll just be doing the stuff in here. And then getting it. And this is pretty framey. So I do apologize for the quality. Like, this game really pushed the N64 to its limits, you know? You know what? Maybe those blue bananas and coins aren't really worth it, so I think it's about time we battle the boss. Which is, like, possibly one of my favorites of all time. Well, maybe not of all time, but of this game. It did, but they knew how to work with the limitations. Yeah, true. Yeah, so I don't know if you were, like, getting a drink or something when I was asking, but do you have, like, a stream schedule? It would be good to know. That way I can join sometime. But yeah, like, they really pushed this console towards the limit. You know, they had to release the memory expansion pack thing. Was it memory pack? Definitely got some good bananas. Yeah, so it is definitely a big game. You know, think of all the content we got. You got 2 arcade games, you got a bunch of worlds and Kongs and collectibles, you got boss battles, you got bonus stages, you got multiplayer, like typically Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays. Okay, that sounds like everything but Tuesday and Thursday, basically. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes Sundays and Saturday. Yeah, okay, cool. And you're American, right? So for me that's mostly Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, sometimes Monday, Sunday. Okay. Something like that. Well, you know, if I'm able to, you know, if I do end up seeing that you're live, I'll try and join in, you know? But no guarantees that I'll be able to. Given time zones or schedules or whatever, you know? Okay, so this is, I think, the best boss in the game. It's also one of the hardest. It is also optional. We can come back here later when we've got more health, but out of respect for this boss, I'm going to be battling it now. So, you can't really see it when I go first person, but there are a bunch of tiles, a 4x4 grid of blue and white tiles. So, let's go here. And then you're going to notice that there's one that's shining. So, we are in a toy factory. So, what could the boss be? And why are we so high up? Ah, so I got a toy box. From the reject. Sure, whatever. Little toy box, should be fine. But not so little anymore. I love this music. Like, the laugh is part of the music soundtrack. So, at this point is a game of cat and mouse where we are the mouse and we are running. He does have a certain number of jumps, but I'm not really counting. We gotta use our Ponytail 12 to get across. Such a fun boss fight here. I love this fight. Now he's on that square, so we gotta find the correct pillar to hit. Because if we hit the blue one, we would be electrocuting ourselves. So, now we're going for our second round. But I love the music, I love the design of the boss, I love the boss stage. And he's overall pretty difficult. Like, if you're not on the ball with your controls or your reactions, okay, or your perception, because we gotta Oh, I did not see it over there. I thought it was over here. We might have enough time. Come on. Excellent. But yeah, his Donald Duck voice is, you know, part of him. But that laugh that you just heard in the soundtrack is actually just part of the soundtrack. So if you were to get this music, you would hear that laugh every now and then. Which is a great laugh. I love that laugh. I wish I could laugh like that. Okay, I see it over here. Okay. I'm doing pretty good. But I think we've got like 2 more phases of this. My favorite part, ready? Oh, maybe not that part of the music yet. We'll get there. And then you'll know what I mean. Oh! He's pretty fast. Over there, huh? So this is the part where I think he does... Yep, the laser. You gotta be careful, because he'll do it wherever you're going to. And so, since it covers the entire thing, it's pretty hard. Okay, this might be it. I love that part. That's like the best part. So he is reasonably fast, so he's able to catch up to us. Which means that we gotta be quick about it. Maybe do something fancy like a corner. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, pretty much. Hello, Meteosos. Alright, so blue. Keep moving, keep moving. I love this boss. It's so good. Now he's going invisible. So we can see the sparkles. Also, a little fun fact about this boss. He has a certain number of jumps after like chasing, but if he's like far enough away, the bounces that he does to catch up don't count for it. So you can't do any tactical position, you just have to outrun it. Okay, he's on white. White's this way. Need to shoot here. Come on. There we go! Now, I did make that look relatively easy, but if you're a kid or, you know, not exactly in the best condition at the moment, he's a lot harder. You know, like if you're still trying to figure out the controls, trying to figure out the Ponytail 12, you know, he is pretty hard. So don't feel ashamed if you do lose to him. There is no shame to losing to a good boss, alright? And I definitely lost to him a lot in my past. But, yeah, just keep you cool. Keep your button close to the A button, and you should be good. So, we could do more here, but I think it's good to head out. Now, we are going to be Donkey Kong. Because, believe it or not, there are still collectibles on DK Isle. So, okay, that didn't quite work. I'm not too concerned about it, so I'm just gonna get out of here. We got another key for you. Unfortunately, this key doesn't really do anything. I think technically you need this key and key number 8 to lift the cage. All the rest of them are kind of cosmetic. But even though that key didn't really do anything, we did kind of need it. So one way or another, we need to do that. So now we go to the next world. Which is a water level. Now, people hate water levels, right? People don't like the breath or things like the mechanics of the swimming. Overall, people don't like them. However, I will say that possibly my first gaming memory, like one of the first things I remember about gaming at a young age. One sec. Alright, story time. So, I was about, say, 3 or 4 years old, right? When I was playing a Game Boy Color. I think it was my old father's one, because I definitely don't remember asking for one. And on that Game Boy Color was the Donkey Kong Country game on the Game Boy Color. So, or on the Game Boy. So I think it's like Donkey Kong Land GB or something. Now, I only have 3 distinct memories of that game. So, it's possible I, was using my brother's save. There was a level with the Ostrich Espresso, which was interesting. I think there was also the first level. I remember the first level. There was an ice level with a bunch of barrels, which I loved. And the only other one I remember, I guess I'll wait for this cutscene. As we're now in Gloomy Galleon. But one of the levels that I really loved to just go back and forth and kind of 100% for some reason as a kid was a water level. So one of my earliest memories of gaming was a water level, and I loved it. So I think as a result of that, I've grown some patience with water levels. And patience overall with gaming. People hate water levels, but my first real gaming memory was a water level, Isn't that crazy? So, I have a typical thing that I like to do with Gloomy Galleon. I like to go into this kind of section first. Get some of these chests open. Banana Fairy. Music. So, I understand that other people don't like water levels, but for me, they're just part of the gaming. I'll get Donkey Kong to get that fairy. I believe Chunky's got something on the other side as well. We can do this, Chunky. So yeah. And since I was like 3 or 4, it was probably like around 3 years old. I don't have many other memories around that time. I remember playing Pokemon Red. But Donkey Kong went on the Game Boy with a water level and a barrel roll were some of the most fun I had as a 3-year-old. And I gotta say, since I was able to beat those levels, and people have a hard time with those levels, that makes me top 1% of 3-year-olds. Alright. Wasn't too bad. But look at that, we got 20 balloons there, we got another stack of 10 in that other section, we got 5 here, so even this little segment of the world already has so much. Don't get used to this, because this isn't the rest of the world. So, we'll go Longkyong for some bananas. Okay, so now I think we'll be... I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but we'll go Tiny Hole. We'll get those bananas later, but... get these bananas, get Discus Splat. Excellent. The more we collect here, the less we have to collect later. So worry about that later. Get some of the bananas around here. Now we have these new enemies. They're called Kosha. They're a lot harder to deal with. Let me just turn the camera around. Because he is immune to oranges. So, there's only 2 ways to defeat him. First is a shockwave. And then the second is the music, because music destroys everything. Alright, yes, now we go Diddy. Get some bananas over here. And then, moving out. I have a bit of a cycle of like where I go in this world, because it can be a bit overwhelming. Now, Cranky isn't going to give us anything, he's just going to be talking about some banana medals, which we might be able to do. Actually, no, we won't. We definitely didn't complete French Factory. So, let's move out. Now, on this side, Dave's got some peanuts to shoot. On the other side, we need Donkey Kong. And I always recommend starting on this side with Donkey Kong. It does so much. So yeah, start on the side with Donkey Kong, and you will be feeling a lot better about this world. We got these switches, which will be used to raise or lower the water level. So now let's go ahead and do the segment as Donkey Kong. I love the sounds he makes. So as you can see, we've got multiple paths, but either way, they give us bananas. So I forget which is the correct path, which means we'll probably be going back to it anyway. And this one rotates a bit. We do not want to go to that one. Or that one, right, this one. There we go. Perfect. So now we'll unlock the seal, which will, I think, go to the upper side. Which is kind of why you want to do this on this side, you know? Do this side first, then go back to the other side. And then from there you can alternate, you know? Excellent. And then while we're here, we should do the lighthouse. We'll worry about that balloon when we get out, but now I believe yeah, another rainbow coin. Now, was there a balloon around here? Or is it later? Might be further on. No, there it is. First try. This reminds me of Super Mario 64 with Worm's Fortress. But here's a little bit harder. You know, the camera and the platforming in this game, you know, could be a bit better. But we did it first try, which is great. Activate the lighthouse. So that makes that spin. In comes the galleon. The gloomy galleon, you could call it.
Oh, banana.
So that'll unlock some bananas for other copies. Tactical form. Excellent. Now the rest of the world is kind of open to us, but we may as well continue the logic with the boat and do whatever comes from that, you know? So, there isn't really a tag barrel around, so I think I'm gonna dive. It's around here. Yeah, there's one. So we go Diddy Kong. Oh, I forgot to get that balloon. It's fine, we'll just remember that for later. You just gotta get a little bit ahead of it, that way you can hit it. That launches that. And so now, not only do we have a pad up there, but we have a golden banana. So we have two reasons to go up there now. So you can see that they all kind of lead into each other. See if we can get these bananas without close on there. Alright. So we got that banana, and now we're going to do this for another banana. But this one's a challenge, and little fun fact, if you do this banana later, it's virtually impossible. It is, I think, still possible, but it's very unlikely. Because getting an upgrade called the Sniper will kind of change some of the frame rate stuff of the game, which only really affects this challenge. So you want to do this before you get the Sniper upgrade. Luckily, the Sniper upgrade is in the final world, so you have plenty of chances to do this, but you may as well do this while you're here. So there's that mechanical fish. So we're going to get into its belly. And this challenge is kind of annoying. Mostly because of the bee. And the bee will respawn, but now we want to start the challenge with hitting one of these. Like that. Because it's going to alternate. And the water level is also going to rise, which is going to affect our aiming a little bit. We got plenty of time. But yeah, if you have the Sniper upgrade, it changes the timing on this. And so you don't have as much time with it, so it's very hard. Alright, now we just gotta hit these. Gotta wait for it. This is why we started with one of those ones, because if we started with this one, well, then there's extra time wasted, you know? But then we gotta wait. Got it. First try as well. here. Okay, so now we can kind of just do it in any order we want. What I like to do is, I like to do the seal race. So for that we need to beat Donkey Kong. Now, I believe it's this way. But here's Candy. Don't think she's got any upgrades for us. Maybe I can music upgrade. In terms of like how much we can use. Yeah. You know, not really necessary, but I'll get it out of the way. So, we got that. Yep, so here's the seal. We'll get one banana from him immediately. And then we have to race him for another banana. So it's pretty worthwhile to do this. And we got high tide, so may as well go for it. So here's another race. Now I believe it's 10 coins again. Well, luckily we are allowed to miss a few of them. So if you save it up for near the end, you can use it to get some shortcuts. Getting plenty enough points in case we hit an exclusive. Come on, Seal, move faster. Alright, lap 2. Come on, you Seal. Get moving! Don't question how the boat is able to go on land pretty decently. Come on. There we go. It can be a little bit annoying sometimes, but not too bad. Definitely not the hardest race out there. So as you can see, even though it's a water level, we are making progress pretty quickly. But yeah, I think it is going to slow down a little bit. So let's go to Donkey Kong for a bit, because we have another animal body transformation. We got On Guard. Now, unfortunately, we can't collect Lanky Bananas as On Guard, but not the worst thing in the world. So let's see if we can do some On Guard stuff. I guess we can just hold it. Just. So that will unlock this little sub area. Which is, you know, more bananas and stuff. Which is great. But as Unguard, we can also break these boxes. So, Lucky Coins. Didn't see anything come out of that one. Tiny Coins. Don't need that. Chunky Bananas. That's a lot of bananas. We'll come back for that. DK Coins. Okay. Diddy Coins. I don't think there was anything over here. Not for Unguard. That might be it for this area. I guess there might be something over here. No. Doesn't look good. Alright. So, while we're in the area, we may as well check out what we unlocked over here. Diddy's side, so boy one kids is this side. You gotta be careful with this balloon, because if you bump into the coins, for some reason it's sharp enough to destroy the balloon. Well, not destroy the balloon because that'll destroy Lanky, but it'll deflate the balloon. Which I do not want to think about where which way the air comes out or in. I assume it comes out of the nose hole or something. Welcome to bonus stage.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Alright, this guy is a bit annoying, but like the mosquito, it always spawns. Maybe it doesn't always spawn. Yeah, it always spawns like down here.
Well done!
So it's not too bad, but he can get pretty tricky in other stages. Making progress. So we got Diddy and Tiny to really do something here. So let's go Tiny. We haven't been here for a bit. So if I'm correct, I think this is... yeah. So we got a bunch of clams here. Each of them with a pearl. The teeth do hurt, but I'm not too worried about the health because we can just kind of damage tank it as we go through. Tell you what though, these clans are pretty scary. Especially as a kid. This should be the final one. I don't really care enough about those purple coins. And so basically we gotta deliver these pearls to the mermaid in a different location, but we'll worry about that a little bit later. Okay, that somehow worked. Yeah, having better control of the camera would definitely help out this game, but it is what it is, I guess, in an N64 game. To be able to pull out your gun, you need to hit the Z button, but doing that on this platform makes you bounce, so you gotta do it on the edge. Now you might be wondering how we get this splat, because it's Donkey Kong. And Donkey Kong can't get up here. Well, that is true for now.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Okay, I kinda hate these guys. Because it's a stealth thing.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Oh wait, we're not this way, huh? Pick a lane. Alright. We'll get there.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Welcome to bonus stage. Exactly.
Welcome to bonus stage.
I can do it. So I think we're going to go forwards here. Right, pick a side. hoping this is the correct way. Yep.
Well done!
There we go. That unlocks Banana Port 4, so if we find the other pair, we can get Donkey Kong involved up here. Excellent. So, I guess we'll head out. And honestly, how long have we been going? About 1.5 hours. I am getting a bit hungry and thirsty, so I'm willing to stop for lunch. I think next week is also pretty good. We can finish off Gloomy Galleon and then hopefully do Fungi first. So, I am going to save and exit here, but just in case you're watching this for the first time, I'm going to showcase what happens when you quit. So, K. Rool is working on a weapon. So, if we quit, it means that he can use the weapon. Like, this is intimidating when you're a kid, and it's like, you know, you just want to quit the game, you know? Because now I can destroy DK Isle. Alright. That's gonna do it for the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'd like to thank you all for watching. We're able to get through the rest of Phantom Factory and start Gloomy Galleon. So next week we finish off Gloomy Galleon. Hopefully can work on Fungi first as well. But I would like to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you later.